All right, everyone, welcome back to my channel. Sorry, there's been a little bit of delay in some of these videos. Had a long stretch of work and we had kind of some bad weather roll through down in the south, so I was stuck at actually out work for a couple days, but we're back, and today we are going to kind of compare and contrast your Glock 19X versus your Staccato P. These are pretty similar firearms to very different price ranges, so thought I'd compare them and talk about, in 2025, which one I would kind of prefer. So jumping right into it, your Glock 19X, it is a 4-inch barrel. It comes in at about 24 ounces with it being polymer framed. Your Staccato P, 4.4 inches, so slightly longer barrel. And it's coming in about 33 ounces. It's steel frame with the polymer grip, so obviously it's going to be a little bit heavier here. The Staccato P obviously does have the grip safety, and you have your thumb safety right here, that classic kind of 2011 Glock built-in kind of safety system. You got your trigger blade, you got your firing pin block, yada yada. Glock 19X is going to be drop safe, so if you are going to drop a gun, drop this one. Try not to drop that one. But going into it, Glock 19X, some people love Glocks, some people hate Glocks. I really enjoy it. The grip angle isn't the biggest deal to me. It is something to get used to. If you do start here, going here is going to be a little difficult. If you do start here, going here is going to be even more difficult, just getting used to that grip angle, but it's personally not a huge deal to me. The Glock 19X, which is nice, it does come in FDE, which I love, but this is actually PVD, coming straight from the Glock factory, so it's not Cerakoted. So this is going to last a lot longer than if you just bought a regular Glock and got it Cerakoted. You got your rear slide serrations, no front, not a big deal to me. And you do have metal tritium night sights on the Glock 19X, which is a huge upgrade from your standard Glock sights. So it is a Glock, which means reliability. And at the end of the day, this will run, this will keep running. Maintenance is super easy. I mean, you really don't need to clean this that much. Kind of just wipe it down, give it a little tiny bit of lubrication. I like to give mine a good clean after, 500 to 1,000 rounds, just really get in there with some Q-tips, but in between that, just a little quick CLP and a little extra lubrication on the slides, and it works great. And it's going to eat, whatever ammo you give it. So all your hollow points, all your defensive ammo, all your range ammo, it will shoot it. I mean, we were shooting steel case Monarch rounds from Academy last time I went up to my buddy's ranch. A couple hundred of them through it without any issues, and that's kind of some pretty bad ammo. So your Glock's going to run. It's not going to have the kind of new upgrades that a lot of guns have. This one is an MOS cut. You got to pay a little extra for the MOS cut version. It's really got no bells and whistles, but it runs. So in that case, if that's what you're looking for, if you're only going to get one purchase, purchase one firearm, this might be the way to go for you. Now moving on to the Staccato P. I'm going to be honest with you guys, this thing is a beast. This, I've ran over 1,000 rounds through now, haven't had a single malfunction. I've cleaned it twice. Once when I purchased it, just to get all the factory kind of oil off, all that grease and whatnot, and after about 250 rounds, so it almost has 750 rounds through it currently without cleaning, and it hasn't malfunctioned. I've just added a little extra lubricant to the slide, to the barrel, and it just keeps going. So this is obviously Staccato's duty rated pistol prior to the new HD coming out. So it was really meant to run. It was meant for kind of LE, but it is a great, great firearm. It's super fun to shoot. This slide is crispy. I mean, it cycles so fast. This trigger is amazing. I mean, I know it's a 4-pound, 4.5-pound 2011 trigger, which some people might think is disgusting, but personally, it is so much better than this Glock trigger. You do have manual safeties on this firearm because it is a 2011. So you got grip safety and this thumb safety right here, which takes a little bit getting used to, but it's not a huge deal. After you shoot, 200, 300 rounds, you'll get used to it. Some people kind of like having this extra safety feature compared to not having anything back here on this Glock, but for me, it doesn't really matter either way. I'd actually say this is probably the safer firearm, with the Glock 19X being drop safe, and this Staccato P turning out not to be drop safe, which was found out by internet YouTubers. So the new HD model is, however, drop safe. I don't know when I'll be getting one of those, hopefully, so then we can kind of compare all three. But this thing is a great shooter. It's been reliable. It is more accurate than the Glock, I will say that. I haven't ran as much of a variety through ammo through this, but for what I have ran, it's been great. Obviously this comes optic cut, so I have an SRO, so that's a little bit of a cheat code on there, but I mean, what can I say? This is one of my favorite pistols. Even without the red dot, you do get this fiber optic front sight with black dot rear. I do like the black dot rear. Not a huge fan of the fiber optic front, but considering running a dot on there, it's not a huge issue to me. So kind of putting the guns side by side, you can see here, if we line them up as best as I can in this camera, the grips are going to be about the same length and same width. A little bit different here with the grip safety. Your Glock beaver tail is going to be a little bit higher, which I think gives you a little bit better purchase on this firearm than on the Staccato. But grip hasn't been a huge issue for me because this is so soft and flat shooting. The new HDs, they did move the beaver tail up quite a bit, which I actually was at Scuttle Ranch and got to shoot one, and that thing is on a whole different level than both these guns, in my opinion. It's kind of a combo of the two, and it marries them together perfectly. But like I said earlier, your 2011 trigger is going to be a significant upgrade from this Glock trigger. Even these Glock triggers have come a long way, and they're not even close to the Staccato P trigger or any Staccato, any 2011 trigger for that matter. So, price range, right around $600, $2,500 to start, with some upgrades you can toss on there. Is it worth to pay $2,500 when a $600 gun is pretty similar? I'm going to be honest with you guys, that's for you to kind of find out for yourselves. Personally, I think so. This has run so flawlessly. It's so much flatter. It's just a better shooting overall firearm, whether it be the 2011 platform, whether it being heavier, having a red dot, there's a ton of upgrades on this compared to this that just make it so much better, in my opinion. And it makes it a lot more fun to shoot, a lot more enjoyable, and the reliability on there has been great. Glock is, kind of old faithful though, so you can't go wrong getting Glock 19X, or the new Glock 45 would probably be a little bit better these days. So for home defense, either one's going to be great. I'm actually running the Glock 19X still for home defense, just in case anything happened. I do not want this $2,500 firearm to go away to jail for a little bit. This is fine. I could get a new one the next day without even having to really worry about the price, personally. Now, end of the world situation. We get invaded, civil unrest, yada, 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 2025. It's going to be a crazy year. I'm taking the Glock. Why is that? Well, this gun out in the field will just keep running. I mean, you've heard reports of people running 10,000 rounds through it without cleaning or anything. It'll just go, go, go. You're going to have to keep this gun a little bit wetter, a little bit cleaner overall. So if shit hits the fan, this would be in my holster running around, just due to the fact that I wouldn't have to worry about keeping it lubricated. I could drop it in mud. I could throw it off the roof, and it's still going to run. But yeah, each has their pros and cons. There's benefits to each of these. So let me know down in the comments if you guys have shot a Staccato or any 2011 and you think it's a big improvement, or if you've shot one and been like, this is kind of a disappointment, I'm sticking with Glock. Or if you're like me, enjoy shooting both, just have a little preference now that you moved on to the nicer side. Let me know down in the comments, guys.